Hello everybody and welcome to this VizcomAI process tutorial in which I will show you how we can take a shoe which we created in a previous video and then use the render command to create a more realistic image, use the modify command to modify some designs of that shoe, or use the modify command to completely explore different type of materials, or change the shoe into a complete different design, like a backpack, a jacket, and also use the modify command to present that shoe in different scenarios. And then we will end this tutorial by creating a human avatar and making that person wear that shoe, and then showing that person jogging in a park. And with all that said, let's do it. But before we get started, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification button so you will never miss any upcoming video. And now let's really get started. Okay, let's get started. So, upper left corner, here is the original rendering I created. It looks okay. It's a little bit technical, too clean. But now I would like to create a nice rendering. So you can add a render prompt, which you can get from here. Then you specify render refine, soon also edit. You can specify then the render model, so Viscom General V2, and down here you just then type in the prompt and click render. That is, by the way, exactly the same like when you go to render or refine inside the studio space. But this way, this happens inside the workbench. And then there is my design. You can see the look is actually very close, looks pretty nice. Colors are a little bit better, and also the contrast and vibrance is better with the render command. In the version I have here, you can see there are a few, or there is not cardboard, cork visible on the shoelace. So ideally, I want to edit this. If you have this, double click, go to the studio, add the layer, go to the paintbrush, sample a color that is close, and then I'm painting over this way, or a little bit crudely on purpose. I will explain here in a second what I'm doing. Very good. So this layer, I will lower the transparency a little bit and then go to the eraser, and now I just erase what I don't need. And by painting on a different layer, I have the ability, if I don't like the end result, I just remove the layer and paint this again on a new layer, so I do not damage the original source image. There, and there, and there. Very good. Then the transparency can go back to 100%, maybe clean the last big issues up. And that pretty much should be it. Okay, very good. Well, let's go back to Workbench. Now you can see now this looks a little bit more believable. And then I wanted to change this really big stripe, and I was curious if the AI will understand it. So as you can see, I added a modify command. So all you do is just drag this in, then you have here different views, expression, variation, and here is where we can enter our prompt to change something. Replace the big stripe with two thin stripes and hit go. Interestingly, I also got 3. And with the modify command. I got 3 again. Um, Interestingly, also you can see here how it changed this part. Now I could go back and edit this a little bit. So in my case, now I will use the magic eraser there. Nope, cancel. I will go this way, there, and I think now I will hit erase. With remove multiple, then you can just paint a little bit easier. And every time when you stop painting, it doesn't instantly erase it. You just have to click the erase button. That's quite nice. Okay, very good. So you see enough, this is kind of like the way how the modify command then can work. And based on what you want to do, you just have to tell the AI it. Most times it understands it, 2 stripes. Sometimes it has an interesting idea on its own. Okay, what else can we do with the modify command? You see, I have this one, and then I changed it into these 6 different versions. Changed the laces to neon green. It also did a little bit of the soul, what was a happy accident. Here I said add a zipper, add contrasting red heel, change stripes to metallic silver, replace the blue leather with red carbon fiber. That actually worked out really well because you can see the AI understands here in this image where everything is blue and then replaces it with that. Or imagine this shoe looking more luxurious, and of course, we get gold. Yep. So instead of being very specific, I gave the AI, in this case, a little bit more of artistic freedom. So you can see that with text and the modify command, we can do quite a lot of manipulation of our source image. Then, this is actually really fun. Well, what about we want to take that sneaker and turn this into something different? So, make the sneaker into your computer bag. There it is. Or create a backpack with this design pattern of a shoe. No, that was wrong. Oh yeah, actually no, that was my prompt. Imagine the shoe as a small, simple purse. Imagine the athletic shoe as a sport jacket. Imagine a sneaker as a hiking boot. Imagine a shoe as high heeled. Here I was curious if it can do something for roofers. No? So these were the prompts actually I wrote. So make the sneaker into a computer bag. Let's hit render and see what will come out of this. While this one calculates, what is really interesting is then you can also present a product in different environments very quickly. Imagine the shoe on a shelf in a shoe store. Imagine 10 of those shoes on the floor in a pile, perfectly executed. Or imagine the shoe on a pedestal in a gallery. Also pretty well executed, and that one is actually pretty good too as a computer bag. Yeah, quite nice. Okay. Now, so while here we manipulated specific elements, here we manipulated the material. Here now we are completely transforming the design into something different, or at the bottom, think about presenting that product as a single object or with multiple copies inside environments. And all that just through the modify command. It's really powerful. To bring this to an end, let's take a look at the situation where we would like a person to wear our merchandise and then show that inside environment, like on the right side. So you can see here I have a square image, which I created by making a new sketch. And then we will use the square format, for example, because that's then a nice image I could later put into a presentation like here. So I have plenty of space left and right, but the person is nice and tall. To generate that person, I wrote a very simple prompt here. So a sport person standing in a relaxed pose on a white backdrop. This is kind of like what I got. We could also be more specific. We could say a female athlete wearing white t-shirt and short pants, no shoes, standing in a relaxed pose on a white backdrop, facing the camera, smiling, for example. Nope, the more you just write, the more you help the AI really what you are looking for. Now, and there you can see here now I have different versions of what I got from this original prompt. Okay, so then you make a copy of, or I made a copy of one of these shoes. Now, duplicate, bring this down. Then I brought in the modify command, and this is interesting to do. To add multiple images, you can add one image and then you can add the second image and you see, oh, I replaced the first image. You have to go first into the description part. So now I can add multiple images as you see. And then you just write what you want to do. Make you wear the shoes. And that's what I got. Then I wanted to see the person jogging in a park. So another modify, connected the image, make her jog in a park. And that's it. And this basically concludes the process overview and lecture about how powerful the modify command is in Viscom to edit an image, to change materials, to change even the design, and then place the product in an environment with an avatar we created.